Hello, testing 1, 2, 3. Hello, welcome back to my channel. I was finally able to get back onto TikTok, and I'm also currently streaming on YouTube and Twitch. So, without further ado, I'll go ahead and get started and play some music. For those of you who might end up watching this video or who might stop by, I just want to say thank you so much. Please go check out my other social media, link in my description. But I'll go ahead and do a quick overview. I'm actually going to show you guys one of my old videos that I did before, just to kind of give you a nice overlay of some of the things that I like to practice, such as drawing figures and poses. And so that's what I'm going to do right now. Please go on my others. And so I'm also trying to make sure that everything's connected and everything's working well. So just give me just a moment while I try to figure things out. I'll play some music and then I'll also get started on other streaming details as well. So this will take me just a moment. There you go. I want to make sure both the chat and everything else is up. And let me go ahead and get some music to do the quick explanation.
When it came time to take things to the next level, I
also,
knew that I had
apologies
to make a
in
website,
advance
and
for the
Wix was
ads.
perfect for that. I'm Josh Harmon. I'm a musician, I'm a content creator,
As
and I'm
I
a sound
try to
effects
figure
artist.
things. Alrighty. So as you can see right here, currently right now I'm just going ahead and just play a video of one of my own streams. So for example, this figure and pose that I did, it's very simple overall. In order to do a nice breakdown and the concept art, and also to get a good idea of what it is that you want to draw. And so as I fast forward right here, I'll go ahead and start with the figure poses. One of the key factors and important things to remember anytime that you want to come up with a nice idea or a nice character, you always have to keep in mind of just the perspective and also the direction that you want to go for each pose and figure. So as you can see right here, I'm basically starting off the rough draft or overlay of the character. And then once I have everything together, I then begin to determine which angle or position that the character is going to be facing throughout the entire sketch. I remember that when I was drawing this pose, I oftentimes like to think about just certain types of inspirations from anime in order to get it the right way that I want. But it's also important to realize the position of where your character is going to be at, because overall that's what's going to help you to determine how they're going to be perceived in the final draft. So as you can see right here, I have my character kneeling down. In a nice position in order to connect everything. During the first beginning of this draft, I made sure that I use very common basic shapes in order to get to the right position that I want for each of the character. And that helped me out a lot, especially when I was more intuitive in getting everything right. So then I'll fast forward just a little bit. you go. Alright, perfect. So as you can see to the side, I'm using these nice basic shapes. And this was basically my guide for this character in making sure that everything looked correct. So I'll pause. So as you can see here, I used a lot of cylinders and also circles. The different angles and positions is also very important. So that way that's going to help guide you to which area that each of the body parts that the character is going to have. Again, and I'll go ahead and put it down in the description in the chat box. The software I use is called Krita. It's a completely free software. It's very nice for people who are trying to get introductory into drawing. You don't have to pay anything, and it does update itself to kind of make itself a little bit better. There are some pros and cons into using it, but overall I do kind of sort of recommend it just to have it as a nice easy free tool. And then if you want something a little bit more professional, I would suggest Clip Studio Paint or anything that can be downloaded onto Mac. So as you guys can see here, I basically took some guides and examples from here. You can use this in order to draw the neck and also pay close attention to lots of the fine details that you have for your character. So that's basically what I did in this clip. Just use this as a nice quirky example. Anytime that you're drawing the neck, you'll also have to pay in mind to a little bit of the anatomy and the different features that it comes to drawing it. Just doing a little self-study is very much helpful and it'll take your art a very long way, especially if you choose to dedicate yourself to it. There you go. Going to fast forward just a little bit. Alright, and so this is the breakdown that I keep telling you guys before. When you're drawing hair, especially if it's on an overlay on your character, you break it down into 4 sections depending on the position and pose that the character is in. So for this character, because her head is facing more towards down, 1 and 2 are going to be the top part, that's the inner layers of your hair and where the bangs are going to come through. 3 and 4 is the middle part, and it's also going to be the back of your head over here. And then this little dot that I put here, this is the center, and it's also going to help you determine the direction or rotation that your hair is going to come through. So each of your hair layers, they have a certain direction that it goes to. So whether it's clockwise or counterclockwise, that's going to be the rotation that you're going to take with your hair. So dividing it up into 4 sections helps a lot with that. And overall, it makes it simpler for any time that you're trying to draw. Oops, sorry. in this part, in this section, I kind of use the overall graph that most people already know about in order to draw the nose, and then just have the overall concept of where the eyes are going to be. That's not going to be too difficult, and then after this little presentation is done, I'll go ahead and show you guys just different ways on how to draw the eyes, and also different ways that you guys can get a good idea to develop your own art style. Alright, now as you can see over here, I'm going to go ahead and take this next character and just draw her in a different position just to show you guys again how you can make your character more dynamic and just give it more life depending on which positions that you choose to draw them in. There we go. So as you can see, as I fast forward a little bit, I created more movement in order for this character to seem a little bit more flowy. So this line right here is just going to represent the position and the angle that the character is going to be facing as I'm trying to draw their figure. So of course everything's going to be a little bit rough, especially since I'm trying to make sure that it's at a good angle and that everything looks correct. One of the things that I might start doing more often is probably just pre-recording my drawings, and then after that, here on TikTok or on Twitch, I can just replay them again, so that way I can do a little bit more talking and explanations as I'm going through it. And then once again, this right here is just a rough draft. I'm just overall drawing the different positions that I can for my characters in order to get to the final example, if you will. So anytime that you're drawing or trying to come up with something new, always remember, it takes time and And sometimes your rough draft or your rough sketch, it might turn out messy in the beginning, but then you overall, as long as it helps you figure out a nice position for you to get to for your final draft, it can be as messy and as untamed as you want. The pure focus is just to make sure that you get everything positioned right and correctly in order for you to get to the next step of your drawing. And so that's how lots of artists develop their own art styles. And it does turn out very well for them. And then when you least expect it, you never know how it might turn out or seem. Because right now, my sketches are a bit rough. However, as the video continues, you'll begin to see as it gets a lot more smoother and smoother. So right here, I have my character in a nice position. And I'm still trying to outline it or figure it out. And as I begin to correct some of the postures and positions throughout the video, you'll then begin to see what I mean by that. There you go. Some of the advice that I've gotten from other artists is, especially using digital art, to try not to zoom in too much and try to focus more on try to draw the figure or the rough draft from afar, from a distance. That was a little bit harder for me in the beginning, but as I began to practice more, I began to understand a lot more of what they meant. But this is an older video, so you'll see some of the mistakes and some of the corrections that I did for this character and the position, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Welcome, thanks so much for stopping by. Alright. Now, as you can see up here, for this figure, I use the same exact method that I mentioned before, when you're trying to draw hair. Because we can only see the front of the face and the scalp, I only use one section, and then the second section for the bangs, and then also to get the top overlay for the back of her hair. There you go. So as you can see, it is coming along a lot nicely. And as I try to figure out and position my character into frame, I then begin to work on some of the other details that I can as I continue to draw towards the next step. So it's the same thing, we're just dividing up different sections and layers of the face. So for right here, and you don't always have to use it for all of your drawings, but these lines, they'll represent the nose, the position to where the eyes are supposed to be, and then the position to where the eyebrows are also supposed to be. The eyes are always going to be lined up with the ears, and the nose should be placed underneath the ears or below, so that way it doesn't look too what's the proper name? Deformed or disfigured anytime that you're trying to draw your character. And just right above the eyebrows, just right above the eyebrows is where your hair is supposed to lay. Apologies. I was having a little bit of technical difficulties with this. But as I begin to fix the position, you'll then be able to see what I mean with the character. Alrighty. So now, as you can see, this is our rough sketch. And then now on our second layer, I'll begin inking out the final step or the next step for the character. Sorry, fast forward just a little bit. There you go. So this is actually one of the earliest processes of me actually drawing. And sometimes I look back at these videos to see what I did and just do my own self-research on how I can improve my art and get better. I don't know if anyone here has ever gone back towards their old art or towards their old work and started drawing. And then from there you'll be able to see like, okay, here are some of the mistakes that I did and this is what I can do to improve or fix upon it. And that's basically what I'm doing now. This, even though I really liked watching and reviewing this old photo and also these old videos that I did, one of the things that I know that I can do better to improve my art, starting with this step right here, as you can see to how I'm drawing her clothes, it's a little bit mismatched. What I could have done is done a better job making sure that it looks like her clothes are actually covering her instead of it just sticking onto her front. And so when you're drawing clothes, like I said before in the previous video, you're going to draw them as if there's ripples or as if there's more curves depending on the direction that the character is positioned in. So for example, because she's kneeling down like this, there's always going to be folds and wrinkles on your clothes. So I should have pointed the arrow more in a downward direction. That way it can follow that they're going down her chest, her stomach, and also into her thighs. She's sitting down. That way it can look a bit more natural. There we go. Right here, I was just trying to get as much lines as much as I could. And also details that I believed looked good at the time for when I was drawing this character. But as I kind of went back and reviewed it, I realized even though I still like how it looks and I still like how I believe it's good, it still does look a bit unnatural. And she looks just a tiny bit, not a lot, but more like a ragdoll as I'm drawing her. But yes, when it comes to art, it's very much flexible, and depending on your art style, even say for example, if you yourself don't like your art, you never know what someone else might think. So as I look back at this, there are some critiques that I have that I'm gonna go ahead and learn from in order to improve my art. But when I look at someone else's art that doesn't draw the traditional way or follow the normal traditional guidelines, I actually end up loving their art a lot more than mine, just because it looks very unique and very dynamic. And so when you have unique and dynamic figures like that, it just kind of broadens the perspective of art and what it means and what it can actually be anytime that you draw or you decide to do your own art style. So say for example, if you're trying to improve your art style or you don't always like how things are going, don't discourage yourself too much. Always try to think positive and think forward. You yourself might not like your art, which is valid, which is also credible, but that doesn't mean that someone else might not see your own art and just fall in love with it. If you're a beginning artist and you're just trying to find your own place, I guess you can say in the art world, you never know, even your most simplest of sketches might actually turn out to be a huge inspiration for someone else. Even if to you might think it's scribble scrabble, to someone else they might look at it and think that it's just a very fine piece of toned art. So don't discourage yourself, and no matter what you do, always try to find that motivation to keep drawing. Okay. So as you can see here, there are a lot of mistakes that I made with this sketch. Just with the position of the legs and also the position of her thighs and other areas. It looks more chicken scratchy. And again, not always natural. But as I said before, this was my rough draft. And I just wanted to practice drawing this character in a good position. And making sure that the overlays looked nice. So even when I look back at it, say for example, it might not be my best piece of art, but overall, I still very much love it. And it's that art that kind of helped me push forward in order to create more art and also get better at it. So right now, I'm not really as discouraged about it, but I love watching these old sketches and drawings to see how I've improved and gotten better throughout the years. There you go. Alright, this is the part of the video that you'll start to see me say more like crazy. Just because again I am using Krita, and with Krita, even though it's a free software, it does have its glitches here and there. And so, once again, and this is with any piece of artwork that you might have, always save as you go, because you never know what might happen. There we go. Now for this, as you can see, it's a little bit rough, but I began drawing the layers of her hair, just starting from the center of the area and then branching out to the bottom of where that line lies for both the eyebrows and the eyes. So for her, I was trying to give her like a cute short pixie cut or something closest to it. Just one of those haircuts where you see it just being a little bit messy and all over the place. And it kind of brings the character, you kind of get a feel for the character's overall personality. So for her, because her hair is a bit messy, it's like she just woke up, or after she gets up, it just kind of gets all over the place. There you go. So as you can see, I start showing you the different types of directions with the hair. And how I start beginning to draw more of a loose style for it, just to give it a bit more personality. Not everything always has to be neat and folded. Sometimes a little bit of messiness helps the design itself go a long way. This was just because I wanted to show just a different art style. I then began to outline my character, just the edges, just to kind of make the rest of it pop or stand out. So you'll see all throughout the video me just doing stuff like this, just to help, enhance the shape of the character for everyone to see. Now looking back, one of some of the flaws that I did do for this character was the ears. I gave her small ears, where I could have actually angled it a little bit to make it a bit more even. But as I was sketching this, I just wanted to kind of complement it and show the overall outline of how the ears are lined up with the eyes. I didn't want to make the ears a bit too big, just because I was still drawing everything out. And I wanted things to look a little bit more of a cutesy style in order to create this character. So as I'm looking back at it, some of the things that I do like is just the overall look and presentation of it. So we started off with a rough sketch, but things are coming along a lot nicely. And by the end, because it did end up looking so good, at least to my opinion, I really just enjoyed having this art style and going for this cutesy look for my characters. My art style has changed a bit. I've been a lot more detailed with it. And the character itself, they pop out a lot more instead of staying within the fine lines. There you go. So as you can see, what I do with the eyes, I had her eyes a little bit more rounded. I just went for a more simple design for it. There we go. And then her eyebrows and eyelashes, instead of doing each individual line, I just decided to make it all this. And just corrected some of it in order for it to come together. So far so good. At least at the time it does look well. And now because I'm still doing more anatomy study, I kind of take some of my old work and I just dissect it and break it down into different pieces that I can do better. There we go. For the eyes, I just decided to make them very simple. Nothing too complicated. As long as they complemented the entire eye structure, it should be good. Just have the shine of light and then also the pupil along with it. I want it to be as detailed as possible, especially since at the time I thought that I would color this in, but I decided just to leave it black and white just because this was some random character that I drew. I wanted to still tell a story with this character, but I decided that it would probably make for good pinup art and a nice guide for learning how to draw basic characters. There we go. So this is what she looks like so far. Draft going closer to the final draft. She looks a lot better and a bit more put together. This was one of the many mistakes that I made drawing in the past. So as I've said before, when you're drawing clothes, there's supposed to be wrinkles and folds. Here I was really just drawing random lines everywhere, hoping that they would look like wrinkles and folds. At the end of it, I just thought it looked good, but now that I did a lot more self-study, I began to realize you need to especially draw your clothes hugging, depending on what type of clothes that they are, whether they're loose-fitting or they're tight. You have to make sure that they complement the character well, and that they are more structured anytime that you're drawing them on. So from here, I just kind of did squiggles everywhere. But in actuality, you need to make sure that everything kind of fits itself correctly. So it's nice to kind of go back and rewatch this just to see some of the mistakes that I made and how I've improved from my art. know the difference between a shortcut and just basically doing whatever. I'm gonna fast forward just a little bit. There we go. Now when I was learning how to draw hands, and it's still like this right now, I was kind of just trying to figure out how I could break things down into the more simplest form. As I look back at this, I believe I had the overall right idea and concept.
Watch the latest shows,
but
all
unfortunately,
in one place, and get up to 6 accounts per household.
Oops, sorry. Sorry about the ads. As I was saying, I believe I had the overall right idea. I just didn't know how to quite mash everything else together. So lots of people, they use very basic methods such as like the box method, using the tubes and the circles and everything. And I believe that's what I was trying to go for right here. However, I tried to be a bit too detailed about it, which is why my fingers ended up looking weird, like little weird sausages, as I was trying to draw them onto her character. I was trying to be as accurate as I possibly can, because when you are drawing the fingers, the middle finger is going to be the longest finger. I believe the index finger is going to be the third longest. The ring finger is of course going to be the second longest, and then the pinky finger is going to be the shortest, and then the thumb in and of itself, that's going to be its own little layer. So while I was doing this, I was looking at my own hand to try to figure out how this was supposed to look. There we go. And then as I began to erase and looked at it, it just didn't look quite right. Which is why I was trying so hard to kind of fix it and make it look a little bit better. So yes, as I've said before, once you begin just to kind of continue to practice makes perfect, and your art, even if it's just a little bit, it'll start to improve even more and more. So because I did see that the fingers weren't looking the way that I kind of wanted it to look, I just started erasing and just oversimplified it. So instead of like an actual hand itself, I gave her like a mitten. And because I thought the mitten looked cute, I just decided to leave it as that. But now practice makes perfect. Even if the hands or the fingers might end up looking weird, don't ever let that discourage you from trying to nail down practicing fingers and hands from different positions. It's always going to be difficult, but as you begin to learn where you messed up on, it'll actually turn out a lot new. There we go. Now we move on to sketch 2. It's basically following the same process. Now for this position, I actually had a lot more fun with this one, just because she was standing up, and I just decided to mess with her clothes a little bit in order for it to look a lot more cute and flowy. So you'll be able to see it later on. But I was able to touch her up a little bit more. Once again, the mistakes I made with her clothes, and just how it made it look a little bit uneven. Definitely most going to do with this is probably just redraw this character, except now I'm going to apply all of the new stuff that I've learned on how to draw clothes, hands, position, and also different types of just overlayers to it, just to kind of see the before and after on how I can make this figure look a lot better. And so by the end of this video, I wasn't really dissatisfied with it. I still do like the final draft that I had for this sketch. I look back at it and I think that it is very pretty. But now, when we draw the final layer, I just want to make some improvements to how it can be better. See, even as you can see right here, I kind of just gave up on drawing the fingers. I still do that now sometimes, but now that I have a good overall brief understanding, it's good to just take old photos in order to draw new ones for your new piece of art, and just to show the improvements along the way. So as I said before, just trying to kind of look for the shortcuts. However, it's just good to kind of look back at everything and just go about it, not really more so the right way, but more so going about it with more knowledge that you have had before. There we go. So here I'm just doing some nice cleanup. Gonna go ahead and fast forward just a little bit. There we go. And you'll be able to see lots of the mistakes that I made throughout the video just with the clothing. And then once this is done, we're gonna go ahead and just redraw this character in the same poses, just to see the different improvements that I've made throughout the process. Overall, I still think that it looks pretty good. But if I can just improve upon it, even if it's just a little bit, it'll go a long way for the character. Fast forward just a little bit more. I'm trying to add just short shadows and wrinkles to the clothing. And just improve from there. Alright, now we're just back at the beginning right here. Once again, the same process. I'm gonna draw myself laying out the hair. And just giving the hair different layers throughout the process. Just making it wild. And just messy bedhead. Alright. So now, as you can see here, this is kind of the overall finished result. I then began to adding things like the blush and the shadows and other details. So this is basically the outline that I used for this figure, just to kind of draw her in this position and just draw her as this in order to get to this final step right here. The same thing for this figure, just drew her in a certain position to get to this final step right here. So just simplifying everything, using basic shapes, and just added a nice thick outline in order to get everything together. So yes. So for the rest of this is just another character that I drew. Kind of doing the same process, but we'll go ahead and just leave it at that right here. This final result for our drawing. Alright, I'll go ahead and minimize right now. Oops. Let's go ahead and save this. Okay. So it's not going to be let's just review sketch. Okay. So now let me see if I can find the old file in order for us to redraw what I drew before. Should definitely be here. Where is it? Here we go. Okay, so now we're gonna add this as a nice little reference image. Reference image. Let's zoom out. Perfect. We're gonna take this, minimize it, and we're gonna keep it down here. So as you can see, this was our overall finished product. So now, reusing the skills that we've now previously learned, I'm going to redraw this character and just adjusting everything to make it look better. So as I said before, it's good just to kind of go back and review some of your old drawings and just redraw them again. Just because it's those steps that's going to help you along the way, kind of improve as an artist and make sure that you know exactly what you're doing. So for this time, I won't make my sketch as detailed as it was before. Like I said, we're just going to simplify everything. And just make it, I guess you can say, a little bit more pronounced. And just use this messy sketch for what we're gonna do now. So we're gonna have this through here. And we're just gonna draw her in a slightly different pose. And then of course for pose number 2, we're just gonna end up doing the same thing. This time for this character, I'm gonna try my hardest to draw the entire full body. Instead of just the top part. Okay. There you go. Let's correct this just a little bit more. Now we're just gonna zoom in a little bit. Fix her neck. Make her head a little bit bigger. Here. There we go. So now we just move everything just to kind of adjust the shape. Here. Just so you guys can get a nice broad view of everything. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and draw on top of our short sketch. As you can see, this is different from how we originally drew the sketch right here. Oh, or you'll see in the other video. before it was a lot more messy, but this time before it was a lot more cleaner, but this time I used a match C sketch in order to draw the figure
Ralph's Pharmacy
here,
Care is making things convenient so you can shop and
just
get
to see the
alerts
key
when your
difference of
prescriptions
us
are
trying
ready.
to redraw the same piece of artwork, just but with a different style over time. So now we'll go ahead and start the inking out process, starting with this side over here. So where's my character? So of course we're gonna start with her hair. Oops, sorry. Just trying to get it. Alright, perfect. So with her hair, I'm gonna go ahead and draw just a very light line, just to start. And it's still gonna be the same process. Except now I'm gonna do it a little bit more lightly. And different. It's just as I said before, it's still gonna be drawing different layers of the hair. There you go. Just now I'm gonna do it in a different art style. Oops. I'm gonna make her head a bit more curvier, or sorry, rounder, so that way it'll match up with the drawing. I'm gonna make her ears a little bit bigger. And take the head. There we go. Just readjust it a little bit. There we go. As you can see, the hair is a little bit more wilder. ahead and fix that. Just more. Ooh, pardon me. There we go. Here. And then don't worry about it. I'll go ahead and readjust everything later. Just because I do know that this does look a little bit wild, but I'll give her a haircut later. You can really just view it as, like, I guess a time lapse. So her hair was short before, but this time I kind of gave her, or let her hair grow out, if that makes sense. Alright, next. Now we're gonna have just have her in a different outfit this time. Sorry. Fix it. Here's the blues. There we go. So for this new outfit, I'm gonna put a little bit more details into it, just to kind of give more texture to her clothing. Here we go. Just put more details here.
When it comes to your shower, the details are the difference. Dove Men Body Wash with plant-based moisturizers in harmony with our bodies to strengthen your skin. All these details add up to something greater. Transform your shower.
Alright, perfect. So now go ahead and just do the other side. There you go. And remember, always save as you go. There you go. Let's see the difference. Just a little bit. There we go. A lot better. Remember, always, always, always save as you go. And learn that lesson the hard way. Just because you never know what might happen. I'm not trying to jinx it. Alright. Now to see us I'm doing right here, we're gonna work on the folds of her clothing. Now because she is kneeling down in this scrunched up position, we're going to emphasize the detail a little bit for her chest, and then for the wrinkles, we're going to make sure that this stands out. And then you'll begin to see once I start adding the designs of her actual clothing itself. So just because I'm still going to follow this pattern up here, I'll just create that layer down at the bottom and just add the folds and the lines coming up like so. So now it looks like this. So far so good. And then everything looks a little bit more natural from here. And then I'll go ahead and fix these little fine details over here for when I have to select and then cut it over here. So this will be like the edge of her stomach, and then this is where her arm is coming out as it's sticking out from here. Let's see if that actually looks good. Kinda not, so we'll actually go ahead and fix it a little bit. So actually, there we go. So now I'm gonna delete this. And make it more natural and aligned there. There we go. Now we're going to start on the other side with her arm. And from here, we're going to try to be careful. And we're just going to simplify it a little bit. fix this a little bit. There we go, a lot better. There we go. And now just continue the same pattern that we did before. Make sure everything is accurate. And just add the layers and folds from last time. So far so good. This is where we are at right now. Same character, different clothes, same position. And now for the legs. Here it looks kind of short, but this time I am going to draw it a bit. And just give it more, just make her legs a bit more thicker.
Meet Asana, a work management platform that helps companies get more done and save more time. Teams can stay connected while they track updates and visualize timelines.
Sorry, apologies for the ads once again. we go, back to the legs. Alright, so now when we're drawing the feet, I'm actually going to give her some socks. There we go. Fix this. And this is going to be the heel of her foot. Let's just give it a cute little pattern as well. Okay, so far so good. This looks all right. I'm gonna give her just some cute little shorts. They have the overall same vibe as her sweater. And then just remember when you're drawing in little patterns like this, you're gonna draw just in the same direction as the clothing, just so that it looks right. You want it to look like it's the pattern coming from the clothes instead of it being the pattern that's gonna come from the actual character. There we go, a lot better. Let's go ahead and save. just because we also do need to interfere with their hands. So this is what we have so far. You have the after. And then this is our before. So now let's work on the hands. The hands are always going to be the most challenging part. So just to be safe, I'm still gonna do what I normally do and just draw them on a separate layer in case if we mess up. For the hands, we're gonna follow the same pattern. Perfect. There we go, much better. There we go, much better. We're just going to erase all these extra lines. Better. Now, as you can see, I kind of used committed to the box method this time. order to draw her fingers. And this time it did come out very nicely. Perfect. Next step. So this one, I'm gonna do the same thing. This is the left hand.
It doesn't matter what comes, fresh goes better in life with Mentos.
Sorry for that ad. That was the Mentos ad. I don't know what was going on with that. But back to what I was saying. So because this is the left side or the left hand, remember the thumb is going to be on the outermost left, and then your pinky toe is going to be on the right. So we're going to try to use the box method again. But this time, because of the way that she's positioned a little bit more, I am going to have her hand in a different position this time. So then as I zoom in, here's the box method. Okay, yeah. Or better yet, there we go. Bit. There we go. Okay, so this is our figure right here. Same girl, just different position. Now we're gonna start drawing her face. And we're gonna get the shadows correct. Decrease. This is a different shirt underneath. Perfect. Alright, much better. Alright. Now that we got her body together, let's go ahead and zoom in on her face just to see the differences that we're going to end up doing. So as you can see here, I went for an overall cute petite look. I'm going to try to do the same thing, except this time just be a little bit more detailed with her face and make her lips a little bit more fuller. going to add just the invisible line right here.
Booking.com has stays for absolutely anyone. For instance, imagine you're a vampire thirsting for a lively hotel. You'll find a Vegas resort near some great nightlife. Perfect. You may be undead, but you're the life of the party. And if the forecast
Once again,
calls for
apologies
sun,
for the
at
ads.
least there's free cancellation on most stays, so you can wait for the perfect weather. Gorgeous. If a vampire can find their perfect stay, anyone can. Find exactly what you're booking for. Booking.com, yeah.
Just a little bit. decrease the size. There you go. That's a lot better. Okay, perfect.
At Bob's Discount Furniture, you get the lowest prices every day. Like our modular Bob, which configures to...
Again, apologies for the ads. Now, just kind of reviewing everything. This looks a lot better compared to our first draft. So now I'm just going to add up just a little bit more details. Actually, should I still do the same pink overlay as I did here? Oh yeah, I'll go ahead and do that actually. So I'll add the same pink overlay. There we go. Sketch. Alrighty, and there you go. This is our after with more of the details. And this is what our character, oh sorry, you guys can't see that, sorry. And this is what our character is looking like. So what I'll go ahead and do is copy and paste everything side by side. So that way you have a nice overview of my art style before I come. And let's actually see how fast I can draw this one real quickly. There we go. It doesn't look like her neck is too clogged. We're gonna just throw her sweater over her clothes. There we go. For the chest.
No matter how you travel, it's good to have a plan. Some people plan every minute. No sleep, bus, museum, another museum, while others only plan to take it day by day. When it comes to your finances, a
Apologies
plan
once
is
again
just
for the ads. There we go. Action.
No matter what kind of work your team does, Asana can help manage it. From project intake, to campaign management, to strategic planning and more, Asana works for you. Try it for free today at asana.com.
Really go to the worlds you love at Universal Fan Fest nights like Star Trek, Back to the Future, Dungeons & Dragons, One Piece, Jujutsu Kaisen, and more. All in one place every event night at Universal Fan Fest nights. Select nights starting April 25th at Universal Studios Hollywood.
thanks so much for stopping by. Alright, so far so good. Now on a separate layer, we're going to draw the hands and the feet or shoes. So let's see, first round. Okay. So overall, I'm just going to do the same thing. Just for a nice little oversimplification. And also because of time. Oh, good God, no. Let's shrink this actually. No, actually, that looks really bad. Alrighty, we're almost there. Let's go ahead and try to draw this. simplified shoes. Well, I knew that was gonna happen. Sorry about that. Give me just 1 second. Alright. Perfect. As I said before, I am using Krita. Krita is a free software that you guys can download. However, it does glitch. And during those glitches, oftentimes what it'll do is completely exit out, so you'll have to kind of restart it and refresh. Again, Krita is a nice software just to kind of use for like beginning stuff, but if you have full-on projects that are important and you want to save, just remember, always save as you go when you're using Krita, just because of the glitches that happen here and there. The software is overall just pretty much simple, but just little stuff like this, it does get annoying after a while. There's one time that I was working on like a really nice art project like this, and it was a commission. I had to completely start over because Krita kind of just glitched out and it couldn't handle lots of the work that I was doing. So I had to kind of take a cool down and a breather. But other than that, if you're working for like nice short time projects, it's a good software. Just be careful and always make sure that you save as you go. Alright, now we're gonna start drawing shoes. And again, I'm just gonna oversimplify it. Nothing too detailed. Makes her feet look really small. So Oops, it's too big. As you can see, I just kind of simplified everything. Now I'm gonna go ahead and adjust her hair a little bit. Her hair and her head. There you go. I'm gonna make her head a little bit bigger, just so it looks a bit more even and balanced. So now when we zoom out, there you go. Everything looks a lot more symmetrical. And then we're gonna add the shadow. Even gonna give her cardigan a different color. It's like 39%. Maybe go better. Now for the last part, which is her face. try the best as we can to see what we can do. Or let's go ahead and look at her face over here. Okay. If all else fails, then I'll probably just
For the
end
ones
up
who get it
copying
done,
and
the
pasting.
most important part is the one you need now, and the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have.
Apologies for the ads. Did not
This is
ask
your
about
brain when
Grainger.
you're struggling to focus. And this is your brain when you're in the zone. But getting in the zone
And
and
this is
staying
my
there,
brain when I
that
skip
feels
the ad. Sorry about that. Okay. This. Just keep it open. Sorry, I really did not like how that looks. Oh my god. much it. We are finally done with this redraw of my previous character that I drew before. This time I gave her a little bit more details while also keeping the design overall simple. And so it's really, like I said before, it's just good to go back and redraw some of the things that you've drawn before. Of course, we can go even more into detail for these drawings and sketches, but just for today, we're just gonna keep it simple, not too much shadow, but also not too much blush either. Just merge everything together. Perfect. And so, this is where we are with our sketches. This being the after. And then down here, this is the before. So this is our before with the same character. And now this is our after. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and post these two images side by side next to each other on my other social media. But if you liked what you see here and you stayed here this long, I just want to say thank you so much once again. I appreciate it. If you haven't already, please go ahead and check out my other social media link down in the description. And of course, I try my hardest to stream as much as I can. Today, I'm streaming. I'm back on TikTok. I'm super just excited about that. And I'm also currently streaming on YouTube. And so, for my social media, I'm going to be streaming basically everywhere. TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Bacarto, and just as much as I can. If you want to check out more behind the scenes stuff, you can go ahead and check out my Patreon. Link in my bio. But without further ado, we have been streaming for a good over 3 hours. I just want to say thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys next time, and I'll go ahead and post the final result. I hope everyone has a great and fantastic day, and I'll see you guys later. Alrighty, you guys. Bye-bye.